Howdy gamers, how you doing? I'm just recording something after I got back from the ER. If you're able to catch my stream, yesterday, I'm actually recording this the night it happened, but I'll release it the next day. You'll notice that towards the end of the stream, my chest started hurting really bad. I wasn't quite sure what it was. I've never actually had lung pain before. And so I thought it was something wrong with my heart. I've never had heart pain much, but I have some bad anxiety stuff. And with some anxiety taps, you'll feel like someone's stabbing your heart, a really sharp pain. But this is a really bad pressure among all my chest. It hurt really bad. And it got to the point where I just had to stop streaming. I could barely function. And then I kind of chilled for a bit. I tried to lay down, but if I laid down, I couldn't breathe. And I realized that every time I took a really deep breath in, it hurt really, really bad. And I tried to wait a bit, so maybe it's just anxiety. I wasn't telling myself big Rona or anything. Then I was home. I was in so much pain. It was really bad. And I'm gonna cut out all of the coughs and I have to. There's probably gonna be really bad jump cuts because I'm really short of breath. It's hard to say sentences too long. And I'm in general in quite a bit of pain right now. When I went to the ER, they put me on quite a bit of pain reduction stuff, the IV and some Tylenol and stuff, but it's starting to wear off now. So I had a big thing too, and I'm sorry, I've never talked about Big Rona on YouTube before. I've kind of always had a thing where, with this channel, I try to talk about something where you don't get other places to talk to, right? Usually you can go anywhere right now to figure out about Big Rona, but seldom do you have places where it just avoids topics like that, even though I think it's important to talk about. It's just, I don't want to personally talk about it. However, based on the current symptoms, it's not looking great. So I wanted to kind of bring a bit of a lighter thing to it. And even then I'm not a very grim person, I tend to like to have quite a bit of fun, even when I'm in a lot of pain. I should say though that even though I'm not feeling great, it definitely isn't going to kill my spirit. So when I was even at the ER, I still kind of was very unpleasant to the staff and to the nurses, and that's not because I was mean, but I'm a bit of a fucker. I like joking around quite a bit, and on multiple different occasions, the nurses were almost a little annoyed at me. Just to start off, they're I went to the ER, and they're like, based on your symptoms, we can't allow you in here right now, however, we're gonna have to redirect you towards the quarantine unit of the hospital. So I went to the quarantine unit, and I'll show pictures here, all masked up. I went in there, and I honestly wasn't thinking I had Big Rona. I was thinking something was wrong with my heart. I've just never had lung pain before, and it was such a foreign feeling to me. And I went in, and the nurse was like, yeah, you've got some stuff going on. We're going to do quite a few checks. And I told her, I'm like, I hope to God I don't have Big Rona. I said Big Rona to her, and she's like, what? What? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, Big Rona. And she's like, okay. So I knew already at the start that I was going to annoy her a tad. So, although, whenever, brought me there, I think we were very, very short on tests, or they were harvesting blood, because I had every single test known to mankind done to me before they would actually do a big fucking Rona test. I had 4 vials of blood taken. You've probably seen it by now. They'll take this nasal thing and they'll shove it up your nose, I think trying to get a bit of your fucking brain to test. Oh my god, I hate that. Whenever they'd stick one of those things in my nose, my fight or flight reactions would start fucking happening. And I felt like I need to either punch the nurse or escape, because it's just something's going up my nose and I'm not a big fan. Regardless though, I was able to at least hold back those primal desires. And even at one point, they had to look at my heart, so they had that baby monitor juice on my chest, and I couldn't really move my arms because I had a IV in one and a whole bunch of stuff hooked up to the other, the finger test thing. I had a whole bunch of wires going around me, I think testing all vitals and stuff like that. And then so I couldn't really clean the goop off of my chest. And so I asked the nurse, hey, can you please help me clean this goop off? I'm feeling like a whore with this right here. Just because it looked like someone, had a good time and busted a nut on my fucking chest. Like daddy's little whore I am. And I'm not even filtering myself or trying to express this for the sake of telling a story. I really was talking to the nurses like this. And I was also in a lot of pain. It's a little better now, but when I was there, I could barely function. And so, that all happened, and I think that's mostly everything I have to say. I'm kind of spacey right now, so it's sorry if I forget something, but yeah, I'm in pretty strict quarantine right now. I'm, self-quarantining. Obviously, I'm still at home. You'll notice, Saturday, too, I was really sick. So I've been not well for a while, but it was only until now that it really got this bad. Regardless though, by Saturday, I'm gonna know if I have it or not. If not Saturday or Sunday, hopefully at the soonest. It takes a while to get the testing back. Regardless though, I really am gonna be okay. Obviously I could not be, but I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Honestly, I'm not near as concerned about my own health. I think pain is kind of whatever. Pain is temporary and mostly a mental thing. I'm honestly not that worried about it. What I'm worried about is giving it to someone it could seriously hurt. That's the part that honestly makes me the most anxious. It isn't the own pain I'm going through, but just like if anything happens to my grandparents because I caught this shit, I just really hope everyone's gonna be alright. It's a pretty strange and scary time right now. I usually advise people not to panic, and hopefully this doesn't do anything to cause an adverse effect to what I've been saying, but regardless, hope all you guys are doing well right now. Times are strange. Regardless, have a good one, gamers.